Hello, good morning, and thank you for joining our meditation and yoga philosophy course. This is our third day, and this is the third day of the introduction, 3 out of 3. And yes, you're still here. Thank you very much. And I'm still honored and humbled being with your presence. Hello, kay Karis. Hare Krishna, good morning. Dave, Hare Krishna, see you later. Si Gail, Hare Krishna. Jessa, Hare Krishna. Levi Prabhu, Hare Krishna. Min, Hare Krishna. Marina, Hare Krishna, Monica, Hare Krishna, Stella, and RA. Of course, others will join. Yeah, they're joining. Hello, hello. This is Gigi. Hare Krishna. Good morning. So one may ask, nakikita ko Radha Charan, ano yung Hare Krishna? Of course, this is the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, but this is also a form of the highest respect and greeting sa mga Bhakti Yogis. It is not just Namaste, my soul is greeting your soul. This is my soul, me, as the soul, is paying obeisances to you as the soul, as well as Krishna from within, the Supreme from within. So that's why we greet Hare Krishna. This is a personalist. And of course, you know the drill. We should be in the right mood, in the mood of request, in the mood of humility, in approaching our study in the meditation and yoga philosophy. Just sound checking. If you could hear and see me clearly, isang like naman dyan, please. Name is Z. Awesome, awesome. So let's recite the invocation mantras, paying respect to the teachers. Om Agyana Timirandasya Jananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. I offer my respectful obeisances unto my spiritual master who has opened my eyes, which were blinded by the darkness of ignorance, with the torchlight of knowledge. So we are always in the mood of gratitude, because without this, without even like very in our own lives, without a teacher, we couldn't learn anything. And actually, everything, even experience could be your teacher. But having a spiritual teacher is the greatest of all. Kasi it will bring us outside yung realm ng illusion natin sa material world. A while ago, we were just talking about the struggle of existence ng mga tao. It is just an illusion. Because material life is there, but hindi lahat necessity. Yung iba mga wants lang. And the goal of spiritual life is simple living, higher thinking. You must have your energy and time to spend para sa spiritual life. Other than that, if you waste your life and time, tapos very limited na lang yung years na meron tayo, it will be hard for us to cope sa ating spiritual activities. So we should not waste. At the same time, one may think, Radha Charan, bata pa ako, I still have energy, passion, I have a lot of unfinished business. Pag-retire ko na lang gagawin yung mga spiritual activities. Pag-retire ko na lang gagawin yung self-realization. Ngayon, mag-enjoy lang ako, entertain, intoxicated and all. I could not promise you na hindi natin papag-usapan yung death sa ating course. Since I'm a monk, it is my duty to lay all the cards. Yung mga tao takot pag-usapan yung death, knock on wood, ganun sila. But in yoga philosophy, yung mga nag-practice ng yoga asana, ano yung huli? Ano yung huli yoga posture? Si Dave, yoga teacher tayo. The corpse pose. Kasi after all, lahat harap sa death. And we don't have the assurance that we will go dun sa retirement age or magiging matanda tayo. We don't know. Yeah, sa Vasana. We don't know kung saan tayo pupunta, hanggang kailan yung expiration ng life natin in this body. So we should not waste time. So yung nakaraang discussion natin, hello muna sa mga bagong dating. Yung nakaraang discussion natin, the first day, we learned about different kinds of meditation, who's doing this. At the same time, how to meditate, part 1. So today is the part 2, how to meditate. At the same time, didiscuss natin na onte yung impersonalists, yung mga yogis, saka yung mga bhakti yogis. So scratching the surface kasi all throughout the Bhagavad Gita, it will be discussed in our yoga philosophy and how we could use yoga in understanding with intelligence in our actions and in our consciousness. Tapos malalaman natin how we could use that in our daily lives. So yes, thank you very much. I'm seeing Gigi. Yeah, if you could open your camera, it will be much more helpful so I could really connect to you personally, kahit online. But if of course, internet natin sa Pilipinas is hindi ganun kabilis. If it will help na walang camera, that would do so. Yan, having your darshan. Darshan is the vision. To satisfy the senses. Diba? Personally, you see. So we're practicing personalism. So maganda nakita ko yung personally, yung itsura nyo, not the light or just the name. So yeah, bago makalimutan, I'll be in Manila after this class. I'll go straight there. I'll be bringing the books. Sorry, natagalan kasi the person in charge for the book stocks, kakarating lang. So I got a chance to take a photo and send it the group chat. Ganito siya karami. Ito yung kukunin ni Dave. Yan. So it is not for sale, but it's not for free as well. We're requiring a minimum donation to cover the printing costs. And that is the duty of a monk to distribute this literatures, the spiritual books, or we call it the meditation and yoga philosophy books, for us to be able to much more relish yung inaaral natin. Sino ba rito yung mga mahilig magbasa? Si Dave, mahilig magbasa. Yan. Si Levi, mahilig yan. Si Marina, mahilig ka ba magbasa? May mga libro ka sa likod. Ay, hindi pala. Hindi pala libro ba yan? Mama, ano? So yes, ako natuto. Yeah, si John Ray. Natuto lang din ako magbasa. Hindi ako mahilig magbasa. Pero when I got my hands sa mga spiritual books, doon talaga ako nagbasa. Because I have a lot of questions in my mind and in my life. Basically, these questions brought me here sa position ko ngayon as your servant. And that's the purpose ng ating courses. For you to ask questions. For you to think. If wala kang question, you're just leaving. We want to go deeper sa meaning in life. So we need to question. We need to inquire. Other than that, if we will not inquire for the purpose of this life, the self-realization and all, we're just living like an animal. So there's a big comparison of a human being or and an animal. So without further ado, let's move forward. So, ito yung transcendentalist, pinag-usapan natin. We have the impersonalist, meditator and a devotee or bhakta. Impersonalists, they're impersonal. They don't connect personally. They meditate on void, on the light, on nothingness. The result, same. Nothingness, nothing. So, wag ka magtaka kung wala ka naramdaman after meditation mo. Kasi that's the goal nila. To feel nothing. Hindi mo pwedeng sabihin, I feel so blissful, I feel so ecstatic. No, that's not the goal of being an impersonalist. Pati yung happiness, ayaw nila. We have the meditators, those who are doing the yoga asanas, the pranayama. And the byproduct of perfection of this, they will have the Ashta Siddhis. Ashta is 8 Siddhis, this is the mystic powers. They're tapping yung mind to function much more into normal na function niya. Kaya they have mysticism. And we have devotees, the Bhaktas. They connect to the Supreme in devotion and in love. But i-discuss natin yung iba, so we could relish yung Bhakti Yogi, yung Bhakti Yoga process. So, if you see this image, hindi ko lang kung napag-meditate na si Dave o si Marina ng ganito katagal. Tinubungan ka na ng matted hair. Dito nang galing yung mga Rastafari. Sa mga Nagababa, sa mga Babajis. It is a practice of yoga that was adopted in that culture. Yes, they sit on a deer skin. So yung mga yogi, hindi sila vegan kasi gumagamit sila ng deer skin. They use this because they meditate not just for hours, not just for days, weeks. They meditate for years. Kaya tinutubuan sila ng ganyan, kahabang buhok. They grow so much thinner. They lessen yung needs ng body. Hanggang air na lang. Then you could see, they could transcend. They could travel. Di ba yung sukatan ng in science, sukatan nila in space, how like in our vehicle, kilometers per hour, miles per hour, in yung mga sa space, light year per hour or light years, ang sukatan nila, ganun kabilis to measure. But I'll tell you, the practice of yoga is faster than that. You wanna try? How one could travel? You find your comfortable position now. Slowly close your eyes and stabilize your breathing. Inhale. So empty your mind. Exhale. Inhale. Bring out the cloud outside your mind to produce the clarity. Exhale. Inhale. Now go back to your most favorite pastime when you were a child. Take a look at your hand, your small hands, and exhale. Inhale. Take a look in your surroundings and be aware of your emotions and feelings that time. Exhale. As you will pick the emotion, inhale. Stop the vision. Make it empty. Then think of the future. Inhale. What's your plan? What do you see in your future? Exhale. As you will reach the peak of emotion in your future, exhale and make it empty again. Now slowly bring back your consciousness to the present. Inhale. Remove the worries, the anxieties, and the fear. Exhale. Be in the present moment. And now slowly open your eyes and bring back your consciousness. So wala pang 5 minutes. Saan tayo nag-travel? We traveled in the past, the future, and in the present. So the yogi could travel much more than those mechanical vehicles. The yogi travels faster than them because they travel in the speed of the mind. So yung trouble natin, if we cannot control the mind, magka-travel siya sa past mo, sa trauma mo, sa heartbroken ka, Diba? Sa mga heartbreaks mo, magka-travel siya dun sa mga moments na yon. Bakit kami anxiety? Nagka-travel siya in the future uncontrollably. Ano mangyayari in the future? You have fear of the unknown. That is the mind. So the practice of yoga is to control the senses for one to be able to control the mind. So we could travel at the speed of the mind, not just in distance, but also in time. So bakit ko nasabi to? A lot of disorders mentally are because of this. Their mind becomes their enemy. So this yogi could travel in different planetary systems. He is going actually sa moon planet. So, ibang level ng yogi na to. Don't worry, hindi natin pupuntahan yan. Tayo pupunta sa moon. Hindi tayo mag-travel sa ibang planets. It will take years and years and years for one to have this. So, what is Ashtanga Yoga? Ashtanga Yoga is not the flow na meron tayo ngayon. It is the general name na meron tayo in the scriptures. They call it Ashtanga Yoga. The process of asana and also the 8 limbs of yoga system. They call it Ashtanga. So yeah, sakto si Dave. Binanggit niya yung Gyan. Jnana Yoga is the yoga of inquiry using the yoga. Pero pag yan lang or Jnani is just knowledge without the yoga. So we will take note sa mga Jnana or Jnani or Jnana Yoga or Karma, then Karma Yoga. So ganon. Of course yung yoga na yan. Or Ashtanga yun. That is yoga. So in the Bhagavad Gita, it was mentioned, when Jnana Yoga increases in meditation on the super soul by different physical processes and the mind is on him, it is called Ashtanga Yoga. So using also the Gyan in process ng Ashtanga Yoga. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, ito yung Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, the blue ones. Pero sobrang dami na ito, kung nakita nyo doon. Sa library of books. Ashtanga Yoga is practice in concentrating the mind, releasing oneself from all engagements by regulative processes of meditation, concentration, sitting postures, blocking the movements of the internal circulations of air, etc. These are the 8 limbs of yoga system. Pranayama, Yama Niyama, Dharana, Dhyan, Yoga Asanas. So this is the practice of controlling, concentrating the mind. So it is not yoga with the body. Kasama yung mind doon. And in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, nandun din, in the gold books. The Ashtanga Yoga system is a materialistic art of controlling air by transferring it from the stomach to the navel, from the navel to the heart, from the heart to the collarbone, from there to the eyeballs, in between, from there to the cerebellum, and from there to any desired planet. So ito yun. The perfect yogi could choose a time for their own death. He could travel. So the process of pranayama is not, there's different types of air na meron tayo sa katawan. If there's disturbance, like if you are into Ayurveda, natural healing and all, the Ayurveda is coming from the Vedas also in the scriptures. So may disturbance sa air, one should correct that by a lot of things, food, breathing and all. Pero dito, this is a materialistic art. So take note, materialistic art. This is still in the material realm. Hindi pa rin siya spiritual. It doesn't mean we do yoga, we are already spiritual. What's the difference of the postures that a yogi does in comparison to other postures in other activities? It will depend sa consciousness. Pero the physical factor is still physical, still material. It will help actually to control the mind and senses para makapag-focus siya in spiritual activities. So we are going deeper sa yoga. It's not just an exercise. Yoga perfections. These are the siddhis. Dito nababali yung mga tao. They wanted to do this, but it's not easy. It will take years, decades. The anima siddhi, one becomes smallest of the no smallest. Sino dito nakakatandaan ng palabas ng bata tayo? The sineskwela. Magkaka-age ba tayo? Ayan, si John Ring humingit eh. Kaira ko yata sila. Sineskwela, si Agatom lumiliit, di ba? Diba? Tapos pupunta siya sa mga iba-ibang bagay. These are the anima siddhi. They could become smallest of the smallest. These yogis. The mahima siddhi, they could expand one's body. Si Ant-Man. Yeah. Maraming mga superhero, maraming mga fiction. Dito sila kumukuha ng mga superpowers nila sa mga yogis. Mahima siddhi, they could expand in infinite size. Pwede sila lumaki. Ang daming superhero na ganyan din, diba? They could do that. Garima siddhi, infinitely heavy. Hindi mo sila magagalaw. Yeah. Nagima siddhi, weightless, lighter than air. They could fly. They could control the gravity. Their weight para hindi affected ng gravity. That's Lagima siddhi. Prapti siddhi, construct anything. They could create by their own meditation. Prakamya siddhi, they become whatever the practitioner desire. They could copy you. That could be you, physically. Yeah. Ishita siddhi, knowing all powers and getting control over them. They could control others. And Vashita siddhi is the ability of getting control on life and death. They could stop the heart. Put into samadhi, then they could. Diba yung mga mummified the mga monk, they do this. So these kind of siddhis are perfection. I will forward these slides to you, don't worry. These kinds of perfection is material. These are not spiritual still. Sobrang dami ng mga mystic powers na to. Actually, hindi lang 8. Ito yung major na mga 8. And so ang dami niya. Andyan yung mga Hanuma, possessed ng, how do you call this? May mga 9 pa types of wealth. They could get it. They could read others' mind. Yeah, I have a lot of list here. Maybe ka maharap ako ng mga... Ayan, ability to locate hidden things. Make everyone happy and joyful. Daming CDs. Possess great strength. Kabisado niya yung bodily anatomy. Remain motionless. So, ang dami. They could, ability to walk on water, thorns, and similar objects. So, they do this. Sino kilala niyong nag-walk on water? But of course, a bhakti yogi doesn't dwell on this. This is still material. What is the purpose of one's activity kapag nakuha niya to? Kasi pwede mo naman siyang gawin kahit di ka mag-yoga. Gusto mo makita yung mga lilit na bagay, use a macro lens or microscope. Diba? Google mo yung picture ng coronavirus, makikita mo. Hindi mo kailangan bumaba, lumiit para makita mo. So, one who wants to fly, adi mag-book ka ng aeroplano. You could go to other places. Hindi mo na kailangan mag-practice ng 10 years, 20 years ng yoga para makuha mo yung want to be able to fly. Wants to get the other things and other places. Yung ibang yogi, kaya gawin yon. Magpalala move ka. Diba? Makukuha mo siya. Or you want to read others' mind, edi, diba? Text mo, tanungin mo, what's on your mind? Basahin mo lang yung post niya sa Facebook, makikita mo anong mga pinapost niya, ano na sa mind niya. So there are practical things to do this. Again, I told you a lot of times in our first 2 sessions, hindi tayo mag-waste ng time. The practice of yoga, in this perfection, they will attain this, but for what purpose? It is still material. You cannot use this for spiritual things. To go beyond. And ang perfection ng yoga talaga after this one is samadhi. Or getting to meditate to the divine from within, to the supreme. Marirealize na mga gagawa nito na this is not the goal of life. If you see people like doing this, like especially sa India, sabi ni Srila Prabhupada, yung mga bumababa sa Himalayan mountains, sa caves, tapos nag-perform sila sa street na ito or publicly, they are the fall downs. Sila yung mga fall down ng mga yogi. For what? For donation, for coins, for fame, they will do this to gain followers. So it's not the purpose of having this. This is actually byproduct. Normal na siyang lalabas. Like when you're doing yoga, magiging peaceful yung mind mo. Byproduct na yon. Magiging satisfied ka. Magiging healthy ka. Byproduct na yon. Kumbaga, package na yon. But that is not the goal. Same thing. Ito, byproduct lang to mga to. It is packaged in that practice for one to be able to not be disturbed in their meditation. So these are the 8 processes of 8 folds of yoga system. It was discussed a while ago then, dito sa description. Yama, this is the abstinence, this is the rules. The things, this is the regulation. So yama niyama is the rules and regulation, the things you should do and you should not do. So being a yoga teacher doesn't mean you just know the how to facilitate and how to do poses. It is a lifestyle. It's easy to be certified. Attend 500 hours, 300 hours, 700 pa yan sa India or hindi. Pero it's harder to be qualified. You cannot be a doctor just by reading books. Kailangan mong gawin yung process na yon. Mag-exam ka, may teacher ka, punta ka sa school. So same thing. Being a yogi doesn't rely only on certification. Of course, you could do that if that's your work, that's your how to call this, service. Do it. Have the certification. Pero that's not the goal. To become qualified. So we need rules and regulations. Asana, of course, that's the yoga postures, part of it. The pranayama, the breath control. Pratyahara, controlling of the senses, just like a tortoise. Kapag may danger, they withdraw yung mga limbs nila. Same thing, we must be in control of our senses. The senses is the cause, madalas ng ating fall down or uncontrolled life. Uncontrolled senses. Pag you have uncontrolled tongue in speaking, daming trouble na. No? So that's Vacho Vegam. Kailangan, we need to control the urge to speak and the urge of the tongue to eat. Yung iba, ang dami ng sakit na nakukuha, the diabetes, the problem sa kidney, just for what? This, sandangkal na to, na organ, the taste, the sense of taste. Pwede kaya pahamak nun. Uncontrolled. And of course, yung speaking. Sabi nga nila, yung words sometimes are sharper than the sword. Pag sinulat, okay din. Pero pag sinabi sa'yo, di ba, with tonality, with gravity, tapos masakit. Yung iba nga doon yung nagiging trauma nila because of words abuse. Or just out of not being conscious kung ano yung lumalabas sa atin. So that's withdrawal of the senses. Other senses should be there also. The lust, the sense of sex desire, could bring you to places that you don't like. It could destroy relationship. Habang tumatagal, pataas yung divorce rate sa mundo. Number 1 reason, infidelity because of their lust. Uncontrolled. Dharana is concentration. Yes, focus. Yeah. Yung attention span ng mga tao, sobrang grabe. You would see the mga bagong generation. Dhyana is the meditation and samadhi is the absorption. Fully absorbed. So we will learn much more about it. Pero after ng yoga system na to, What is the next step? That is Bhakti Yoga. Because sa Samadhi, one will realize ano yung kailangan niyang gawin. And maraming stories tayong mga from the scriptures who did this, then they step up sa Bhakti Yoga. There's more to yoga than just physical fitness and mystic powers. The ultimate goal of yoga is to realize the presence of the Supreme within the heart. Always, the end result of our endeavors, even in personalism and in yoga, is the Bhakti Yoga. One will think, saan galing yung mga mysticism na to, mystic powers na to? Pag nawala tayo sa entertainment na material energy, we will go deeper. One will think, one will question, bakit ako nandito? Anong purpose ko? And it's actually depressing, lalo na yung sinasabi nila, nabubuksan yung mind mo, that you cannot unsee. Tapos hindi mo makita yung purpose ng buhay mo. It's depressing sa mga tao. The so-called awaken, ng mga awoke. Usong-uso pa naman niya ngayon. It's depressing. Nakikita mo yung flow ng material energy, the advertisement, entertainment, the media, diba? The money, ano yung flow niya. The question is, anong gagawin mo when you are awaken? Matutulog ka na lang ba uli? Or babangon ka na? Being spiritually awakened doesn't mean nakapunta ka sa India or nag-psychedelic drugs ka, nag-meditate ka ng 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours, or may certification ka ng yoga. It's much more beyond that. One could just be gising sila, but never sila bumangon. We will go deeper and deeper and deeper. So, short comparison natin sa impersonalist versus personalist. Again, impersonal, they want voidism, nothingness. Nothingness, wala talaga siya. And we are all one. Motto nila to. Si Manmin and I are one. Diba? Si John Ray, we're all one. We will go back to the light. This is just mga jargon lang na to, but they don't really understand. One monk, when they were traveling, a student in a university approached them, then trying to preach to this monk, we are all one. Everyone came to the light, and we will go back to the light because we are all one. We will merge with each other. Sabi ng monk sa kanya, if that it's so, you want to prove me that we are all one, could you give me your wallet? So pagbigay sa kanya ng wallet, okay, since we are one, your money is also my money. Very basic, but that's the essence. Tapos, this is true story. Yung Hare Krishna monk did this one in the 70s. Sakto, enrollment nun. Yung student sa university, pang-enroll niya sa wallet. Tapos, the monks are just ignoring him. Bandang huli, bumalik yung student. I think you're right. Please give me back my tuition fee in my wallet. Same thing. We're all one. You can get everything. Diba? Oh, we are all one pala. Sige, let me have this. Diba? Don't lock your doors. Diba? Lend me your car key. Kasi we're all one. So same. If one really thinks about it, kasi masyadong flowery words lang yung mga philosophy ng mga ganito. If one really thinks, use the intelligence, use the gyan, one will see, oh nga no, walang sense yung sinasabi ah. Pero people, like ang daming mga influencer na mga pseudo-guru, sila sinasabi. Pero, if you come to think of it, they're really lost. Kung ano nang sinasabi nila, pinapaikot-ikot lang nila using flowery words. But the art of philosophy is making the philosophy understandable. Kaya may mga analogy tayo, examples, and applicable, being relevant. Bakit boring yung mga philosophy subjects sa school? Kasi, ang dami lang paikot-ikot. Doesn't make any sense. And yung end part ng mga impersonalism na to, they will think they're also God. They will realize that they're not the body, they're the soul. But also my soul is same composition as your soul. and same composition as the soul ng super soul, yung pinakamalaki, yung source, yung supreme. Just like a drop of an ocean water. So same naman siya ng salty, may sodium H2O and plus sodium. Diba? So salty water siya. So one may think, since a drop of ocean water ako rin yung sea. So this is the last snare nung ego, na false ego, from this realization. They will think they are God. Knowing that same yung soul is galing dun sa supreme. But that is not the fact. A drop of ocean could not make a big wave or a tsunami. Hindi pa din tumira doon yung mga living entities in the ocean. One drop of water, ocean water, is very different. In quality, yes, same composition. Pero we could never be the ocean. So that is the position nating mga living entity, ng mga soul. We are not God. It is just an illusion. I'm God, diba? Pero masakit ngipin niya, uminom siya ng gamot. May God ba sumasakit yung ngipin? Dapat wag ka kumain, God ka. Dapat self-satisfied ka. Same idea, same philosophy. Masyado lang flowery words yung mga ganito kasi feeding the ego. Diba? Don't be sad. We're all God. You are also God. It's just feeding the ego. They just don't really understand the philosophy. They don't really understand. They don't have scriptures even. So the result, when one meditates as an impersonalist, is nothing. I've met a lot of people who does this. Panoorin niyo yung mga video ng previous batches sa YouTube. Same. That's their comment. They feel empty. They feel depressed. They don't feel satisfied. Kasi that's the goal. Nothingness. If di nila ma-perfect yung impersonalism na matay sila, same. Wala silang makukuha next life or after that. Because they did nothing. In comparison sa personalist, this is relationship, the yoga, the connection, reconnection of oneself sa sarili niya. Makilala mo yung sarili mo. Kaya the first few sessions natin is knowing our own self. Hindi muna tayo masyado mag-interact with each other because we are going to interact with our own self. Knowing ourselves. Discussing about the senses, the mind, the intelligence, the body. We want to know. Kasi ito yung hinahanap natin. Ito yung pinupuntahan nila sa Sagada na soul searching. Pre-pandemic, dito sila napunta sa Broadchico Village. Lagi namin pang-asar kung bakit napunta yung mga tao dito. Broken-hearted sila. Pag okay na sila, hindi na sila uli spiritual. So yes, we want to find kung sino talaga tayo. Second is we want to really connect to others. How to really connect to others. Not just with other human beings, but also with animals, people, nature. How to really connect with them. Not to abuse them. Now, we are dominant. We need to just take all the resources. No. In the scriptures, it was mentioned how. And of course, the ultimate relationship of one own self to the Supreme. Ano yung totoong relationship natin? That will answer our biggest question, biggest why. What is the purpose? What is the result in this kind of meditation? Bhakti or spiritual love. The eternal happiness. Being personal. I have a lot of friends in India na gusto nilang impersonal lang sila. Pero they are also hopeless na romantic. Inaasar namin sila palagi na, kala ko gusto mo impersonal ka lang. Diba? Gusto mo nothingness. At gusto mo ng love sa ka-partner. Again, it doesn't make sense, diba? Mag-isa ka lang, dapat wala. It don't work. Because the relationship, the connection is really important. But ang daming namumblema ngayong pandemic because like sabi nga nila, yung first day natin, they are touch-thirsty. They don't have physical or personal connection. Even in Facebook, in Instagram, diba? And very impersonal. Very rare ka makita na may social skills na talagang kaya makipag-usap. Lalo na yung mga new generation, they talk. I've met a lot of, I'm doing some other mentoring and I have some students. Mag-asawa na sila, may anak na, but they talk sa text pag importanteng bagay. Kasi they could not really express themselves. What more pa yung other things? Because our life is meant to be connected sa mga ibang souls din. Much more to connect to the Supreme. That is yoga, the connection, to link. So, there was a question yesterday, 2 days ago, ano daw ibig sabihin ng Hare Krishna Maha Mantra? First, mantra is the mind and tra is to release. Of course, yung Maha means great. It means the great mantra that frees the mind and heart from all unwanted baggages. Galing sa mga past natin, even the past lives, our traumas, mga unwanted baggages yan. Tinatanggal ng Maha Mantra to. It is a great cleansing. And giving plenty of room for peace and love. The Bhakti. Because if one is full of these anarthas or unwanted baggages, you cannot put love there. It's hard to love people ang daming baggages. Pansin niyo ba? Pero our courses is not just to look sa mga ibang tao. We always study this philosophy para mag-dive deeper tayo sa sarili natin. Ano nga ba ako? Sino nga ba ako? Baka ako to Diba? Ano ba yung mga baggages ko dito? We always see ourselves sa mirror and it's not our goal na tignan yung mga tao and i-fault find sila. And tingin natin sa sarili natin we're perfect. That's why the process of our course, yoga philosophy sa meditation, is humbling. First, we are the servant. Tapos ngayon, we want to clean our baggages. Yung ibang tao, hindi na claim na servant sila. Hindi na claim na marami silang baggages. But us, in a humble mood, there's the first step ng healing natin, ng cleansing natin. Finding the peace of mind is to release the unwanted baggages. Kung overweight ka na sa baggages mo sa airport, hindi ka makakaalis kung hindi mo bibitawan yung iba. May weight limit sila. And the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, this is again not a material vibration. Hindi siya gawa ng tao. Hindi siya inimbento. Diba? Just like what's happening around us, people will just make mantras. The yoga teacher will just compose something. But it's not in the scriptures or doesn't make any sense. Gusto lang nila yung physical na vibration. But no, Maha Mantra, Hare Krishna Maha Mantra is a spiritual vibration. It is there even before the material creation, but it was passed down from generation to the generation, papunta sa atin, hanggang umabot sa atin. And it will be existing eternally in the future, and everywhere else. This is 3 names: Krishna, Hare, and Rama. Krishna means the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Krishna, all-attractive one. Bakit Supreme Personality of Godhead? We will discuss that. Because Krishna is a person. Hindi siya lang light or nothing. The Supreme Person. Hindi lang siya ordinary person, then He's the Supreme. Kaya siya yung Supreme Personality of Godhead. Godhead, kasi even the demigods came from Him. Even us came from Him. Siya yung fountainhead. Krishna, it means all-attractive one. Because of His all qualities, everyone is attracted to Him. Hare is the energy of Krishna, or Srimati Radharani. Siya yung consort din niya, si Radha. Doon din ang galing yung name ko, Radha Charan. So Hare is energy. And everything that is around us is composed of energy. Solid, subtle, gross, material energy, and spiritual energy. Lahat yon galing kay Krishna pa rin. And Rama is Krishna, the reservoir of all pleasure. Doon nanggagaling lahat ng emotions. Yung bliss, yung ecstasy, even yung moroseness. Lahat ng pleasure, lahat ng to, pag tinanggal mo, you will have the negative ones. So if one chants this, it means, O Krishna the Supreme, O Radhe, the energy of Krishna, O Rama, the reservoir of all pleasure, please engage me in bhakti or devotional love unto you. We want to connect to the Supreme. How? The greatest connection is love. Not just high and low. The deepest connection is love. And the deepest connection na pwedeng magkaroon tayo is the Supreme. In that deepest form of connection, Bhakti. That's why it's called, sabi nga ni Marina, this Bhakti of love. Of course, we will discuss the difference of the material love or lust to the eternal love. Bakit 108? Because it's composed of everywhere around us in the computation, in numbers and all. This is the most auspicious one. 108. Even in other practices, you will see the Buddha tradition, Islam, it's either, and even the Rosary, it's 54. 54, half of the 108. So, mga sacred numbers yan. You don't have to dwell with the sacred numbers and countings. But we have to dwell sa meditation in the Mahamantra. So, if you have your beads already, please get them. Si Marina meron, si John meron, si Levi, si Oliver, si R.A. On others, siyempre yung mga sila, meron din sila Gail. Yan, iba. And of course, others, I'll bring your beads later. Sila Gigi, I'll have to send or meet you. Si Dave, of course. Yan. Show me your japa mala or your beads. So our meditation is not for us to be able to become powerful with all this mysticism. We don't want to become part of the void, but we want to develop and prepare our hearts to receive much more of this knowledge, to really connect to ourselves, to others, and to the Supreme. We want to do that. We want to be really connected. So find your comfortable position. We are not traveling in our past, in the future, and the delusion of the present. It's not our goal. It's a disturbance, actually. But our meditation should be attentively hearing, clearly reciting all the syllables of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. If so, you can chant from the heart. Wow, si Stella meron palang japamala. Again, we use the right hand only. We don't touch the beads with our index finger. We count using our middle finger and thumb. So ganito. You can see Stella. Here, look at the camera, Stella. Yes, perfect. Then you can help holding the beads in the palm saka sa other fingers natin. Kasi minsan mabibitawan mo yan. Pag di ka attentive, inanto ka ng onte, mabibitawan mo siya. So hold it like this. Don't let the beads touch your feet or in the ground. Don't bring it inside the restroom or dirty places. If you have bag, may tatawag na bead bag, you can use that. And use the right hand. And we move forward again. Forward. If you memorize the mantra already, you can close your eyes, but don't sleep, stay alert, and meditate. I will teach you another mantra. This is called Panchatattva mantra. This is recited before and after chanting one round or 108. And if you're chanting more than that, before, in the middle of each round, and after. These are also names, but I will explain it in the future. So inhale together. Let's recite this Panchatattva mantra. Then afterwards, we will recite this. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vashade Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Let's chant together. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bring back the mind. Stay focused. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Be alert, chant the syllables clearly, and be attentive in hearing. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Chant the remaining rounds in deep meditation. Chant from the heart. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhara, Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktivedanta. If you're finished, you can type 108. If you're not yet, please continue to do so. And with the mood of gratitude and humility, let's thank the Supreme Soul from within and from without for us, giving us a chance to connect with Him. And if you're finished, you can open your camera kasi mag-picture tayo. Okay, almost everyone is finished. Iba yung feeling pag may beats mag-chant, di ba? Because our senses is connected. Oh yes, yeah. So later I'll be visiting. I'll visit Dave in MOA. I'll go to Divisoria. I'll go to Mandaluyong. I'll go to QC for some time. So if you're around the area, you want some books, I can have it delivered. Or I could meet you. Next time, Oliver sa Cavite. Yeah, sasadyain natin yan. Oh, si Milk, Cavite rin to. Sasadyain natin yung Cavite na yan. So picture tayo, everyone. Please open your camera for our group photo. Nice seeing you. Si Caris. We have Van Min. Si Mel. Hello. Are there Kaiser? Yan. Picture tayo, everyone. Count of 3. Eyes in the camera. 1, 2. Sagad lang. Ano pa pala ako? Screen share. Tanggalin ko yan. And 1, 2, 3. One more. 1, 2, 3. Yan, naka-duty pa si RA. Diba? Hare Krishna, thank you very much, my dear ones, Prabhus and Matajis. If you would notice some other from the previous batch, they call yung mga males na Prabhus. It means one is putting themselves as a servant. Then we call the other male Bhakti Yogi as Prabhus. But of course, they will call you Prabhu, but you don't call yourself a Prabhu. It's a claiming you're the master. We, in the mood, you're my Prabhu, I'm the servant. And the ladies, we call them Matajis. This literally means mother. Because out of all the relationship na meron tayo, the greatest and highest respect that we could have is our connection to the mother. So without loss, without any ulterior motive, we address the Matajis or the ladies as Matajis. So just common jargon for one to be able to understand and maintindihan yung mga terminologies. Dear Prabhus and dear Matajis, thank you very much. I will stay for a few minutes if you have questions. And still, we could share this consciousness. Paano? By our actions. We will go deeper and deeper. Kakatapos pa lang natin ng third day of introduction. Hopefully, may natutunan tayo. And I want to ask before you leave, kamusta ang chanting and class experience natin? Few words or one sentence could do before you leave this call. May bago ba? Is it new for you? Is it a weird experience? Is it it brings you peace ba? Or culture shock? May culture shock ba ngayon because of the internet? Parang lahat na lang nandun, di ba? So let's see. Anong mga masasabi ng mga student. And also, if you have some takeaway, kung meron kang realization while doing this, please let me know. Ayan, lumabas na yung chat. Saan yung chat box ko? Yun. Si Jessa. Of course, sige. Tagig si Jessa. I could Lala movie too. I think dadaan ako ng Fort Bonifacio later. I'll have to meet someone. Then. Very grounding. Got some new insight in the lecture. Beautiful. Namaste. Thank you very much. John Reyes. That is one result. We are being grounded. Pag nag-meditate tayo, much more kapag nagka-chant tayo ng Hare Krishna. So, third day na tayo nagka-chant. Hopefully, nag-chant kayo yesterday. We will have the full experience kapag we're doing this as our sadhana. Hindi yung patry-try lang. Of course, meron pa rin yun. Pero the full experience if we're doing this. So far, di nabubulol. And happy pag nakakatapos ng one round. Yes, sobrang totoo yun. Diba? Lalo na pag hindi tayo attentive, we will Hare Krishna, 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 sumusobra or kulang. So, it means di tayo attentive. So, we have to be on point, really focused. Very humbling. I realized that I still have a long way to go. Yes, we are forever students. And the right mood to become a student is humility. Without humility, one could not learn. Yeah, they could learn in a hard way, maybe. But the mood of a student is to become humble. I'll catch you up later, yes. Thank you very much. And please be safe. Share this consciousness by our actions. Hare Krishna, everyone. Bye. Marina, John, Manmin, Carice, Gigi, Oliver, McCoy, RJ, Kaiser, Mel, Gail, Milka, Chloe, and Jessa. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, everyone. Be safe. Bye-bye.